guys, I'm Amanda the G. It's finally October, so it's time to get crafty again in a fall way. This craft is going to take a little while and it's got to be done over my kitchen, so let's go back in time to past Amanda getting that done. So this craft comes to us from TikTok, so I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, but I saw someone do this like twice and I have gone out and obtained, this is very heavy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this in borax crystals. And because this skull is so big, I have to use the largest pot that I own, which is this one. It's a good thing I bought a lot of borax because you need a tablespoon of this like for every quarter cup of water. So it says between like 3 to 4 tablespoons per cup of water. So let's fill this up and see how many cups of water I need in this. Probably a frickin' lot. That was 32 cups of water. And I have to bring this to a boil. So I'm gonna let that get to a boil. I get 32 times 4 tablespoons of this. That ended up being almost the entire bag of borax, and I probably should have not even bothered measuring and just put it all in because it's almost the whole thing. It's now in very precarious bowls. And that was a lot of my life I won't get back. We are not boiling yet, but point of clarification, I just found out I need hot water. I do not need boiling water because I just went back and rewatched the TikTok. So, and it was also, they had boiled it because they wanted to put dye in it and it needed to be boiled for that. So this is hot right now. I'm gonna add all my borax to it. So much borax. Okay, why are you making that noise? You are making me nervous by making that noise. Please don't make that noise. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am not the kid who made borax crystals when I was younger. I've never done this before, and it is making a weird noise, and I do not know if that is all okay or appropriate, and I'm very nervous. I also saw when I was on TikTok, I saw a TikTok to the good soup sound that said you're either mentally stable or on good soup TikTok, and I am very firmly on good soup TikTok. I also was very firmly on inside sound TikTok, which evidently also completely overlapped with depression TikTok. But I'm also on rescue cat TikTok, which is like where I love to be. Occasionally I get onto chinchilla TikTok. I love TikTok personally. Let me know what TikToks you're in below, because might as well. All I'm doing is sitting here and stirring for the rest of eternity. Take off heat. I'm going to take it fully off the heat, and then I'm going to try and submerge the skull. Oh, sweet Jesus. I think I said this was precarious. Come on, camera. Don't be like that. Okay. It's on a tripod, on a box, but the tripod is not holding it up. So anyway, we're here. We're gonna put the skull in, right? We're gonna then clean up the huge mess that's probably going to happen because this is probably going to overfill this. Because when I was thinking volume, I didn't think about the volume of the borax. I also don't really know how I'm gonna do this step, except to do this and hope. Okay. Oh God. Okay. I actually didn't spill all that much. Now, lid goes on this. I spilled more when I put the lid on it than I did when I put the skull in it. Oh God, clean up this. This now has to sit for like 18 hours, so, or more. So I'm gonna let this sit for a while, and then we're gonna return back to nicer looking, less precarious setup, Amanda in the filming room, with the results of this. That did not go entirely as planned. I will tell you that I very firmly got that stuck inside the pot the very first time I did it, and I say the first time because I put it through a second time, which wasn't exactly the best idea. It did not do what I wanted it to, but this is what we have. Oh my god, it's so heavy. This guy is so heavy. So he looks really great from the front. On the side, he's still got like a little bit missing on the sides, and the back has quite a bit missing there that never really worked out. I had wanted to try and chip out the inside of this to be able to put a light in it, but there is just no way. This thing is completely filled with crystals. I don't want to keep moving him anymore. I want to put him in his new home, which is going to be in this background. One second. Okay, so right there is where he's gonna live from now on. I am not moving that again unless I have to like do something in this room where I would have to move everything, like repaint a wall or something. So that's where he's staying. Every time I move him, some more of those crystals kind of break off a little bit. I don't know if those crystals will stay forever or not. I really haven't played a lot with borax crystals or kept them around for a long period of time to know at all how long that will last. I did learn that you should really only do this one time, so if you look very closely at that, you can see the borax that did not become crystal, some like white borax that's on the top of it, and it's like all over the crystals, like all down in here. And I don't know if that's from the first time. I'm assuming it's probably from the second time I put it through. You probably shouldn't have done that again. I probably should have just left it the way it was because it didn't really fix anything, and all it did was make it so you can't really see the teeth that well. And then put all this white stuff on it. So I am just telling myself that I meant to do that and it looks better that way, and I don't want you to give me the actual reality in the comments. I want you to keep lying to me that it's better that way. So if you do make something like this, which I actually encourage because it was kind of fun, number one, do not use your good pot. I used my good pot and it's got like all sorts of scratch marks in it because I had to physically chisel out all of that stuff with a butter knife. Number two, you get one shot. So you do it one time and that's just the way it is and leave it that way. And number three, be prepared to use like a lot of borax, like a lot of borax. Stay fresh, cheese bags. I really hope there wasn't some sort of weird like division between those two segments because I meant to film this like the day after I filmed the other one, and it's been like a week because life happened.